This is my setup right now. Admittedly, far messier than I would like, but nevertheless, this is it. I don't think ergonomically it's too bad right now. However, I wanted to take some time and understand whether it's the right fit for me now and the long-term health of my hobby as gaming. The very clickbaity title aside, I wanted to know whether conducting a DSC assessment on my setup would then lead to weaker performance? And if so, is there a trade-off between the performance I'm giving up and my health that I'm actually willing to compromise on? Let's start off this video by saying I'm not a qualified health professional and I'm not a qualified DSC assessor either. So if you do experience discomfort, pain, or other ailments whilst you're doing anything at your desk, you need to seek professional advice and assistance to help. The whole video idea for me is kind of more of a fun experiment to find out what resources I can find online to ensure that my setup is as ergonomic as possible, all whilst keeping my gameplay as best as possible. I've been keenly aware of ergonomic desk setups and DSC assessments. I used to work in London for a few years, and that was a very hot topic throughout the organisations that I worked with during that time. So, as I mentioned just now and at the start of the video, I'm going to be going through a DSC assessment or something akin to that. And you might be wondering, what the hell is DSC? DSC stands for Display Screen Equipment. And it's a general term for a piece of technology that has a display screen on it that you would use for a certain purpose, such as a laptop, PC, tablet, or even a smartphone. The key to DSC, from what I can gather, is not hard and fast rules that you must abide by, i.e. you have to have your keyboard split, angled at 12 degrees, and your monitor must be here and here and here and do this and do that. It's not necessarily all about that all the time. Instead, is kind of trying to look at your setup and suggest things that cause strain or stress or fatigue over time. All those different aspects, that's what it's looking at. So at the start of this video, I showed you my desk setup, and whilst I am looking to change that over the next few months, currently it is what it is, we have what we have. As I was researching online, there's quite a lot of vague information, and really, some of it is very unhelpful. When you're being told to sit straight and straight on, that might work for some people, but for others, they might have no idea what that actually means. So I was trying to find resources available that could give a bit more clear text as to what we need to focus on. And I was fortunate to stumble across this. The DSE Workstation Checklist, which was created by the UK government's Health and Safety Executive, provides, as you can imagine, a checklist to go through for businesses, mind you, to make sure that they are in compliance with the health and safety regulations released in 2002. Just so happens it's almost perfect for us as a free tool. So I went through it, question by question, line by line, ticking yes or no as needed. However, one of the things I made sure to do was actually go through each question and really consider what it was asking and why it was asking that. A good example is question 2 on section 6, which is the lighting suitable? And initially I thought, well, yeah, obviously I've got lights, it's fine. But then I actually stopped and considered that when I don't have my main lights or any surrounding lights on, I normally just have a light bar on my monitor and a lamp behind me. If I've got that, what I notice is actually the light from my monitor can be quite intense when it's just completely dark around me. So going forward, if I want to change that, I'm just going to turn down my monitor's brightness a little and that resolves it. My actual setup as a result doesn't look that different. You can see it here. The biggest change is probably just my keyboard placement on my desk itself. The biggest change comes from my seating position. Normally when I'm gaming, I'm leaning forward with my forearms on the desk. As a result of doing this DSC assessment, my back is now firmly against the backrest and my arms are supported by the armrests. With my back against the chair, my arms supported and my feet firmly placed on the floor, I can safely say I hate this for gaming. It's, to be honest, purely down to one aspect, and it's my forearm and my elbows. They're dragging on my armrests. So it means whenever I go to do a flick or extended tracking or really any aim movement that requires any sort of large motion,
it means I just get a really immediate discomfort, and it's so noticeable in how badly it affects my aim. However, I feel like all the other parts will be beneficial for my health in the long run. So I don't want to just give it up and go back to what I was doing. I want to find a solution to that. It might take the form of an arm sleeve or a jumper, or maybe some covers for the armrest itself. I don't know yet. The keyboard position, funny enough, didn't bother me as much as I thought it would. I thought moving it to the right and eating into that mousepad space would really become annoying when I do a large flick moving my mouse left and hitting my keyboard. It did happen once or twice, which is 1 or 2 times too many, but out of the entire kind of run I was doing this, 1 or 2 times really isn't that bad. So as a kind of a compromise, if I am gaming, I'm going to move it back to the left. But then when I am typing or doing anything else, I'm going to put it in that more central neutral position. I didn't really need to change the ergonomics of my monitors or my seat, to be honest, because as I said, working in London and understanding how I should be sat, how my monitors should be placed, that was kind of already a given for me, and I've set it up like that already. I'm never going to be one of those gamers that has their monitors so close they can see each sub-pixel. This was a fun little experiment, to be honest, and it really made me consider the different options that I can take to get a more comfortable ergonomic setup going forward. Which, as I mentioned earlier, I'll be doing another video very shortly because I'm going to rearrange this room and my setup, because I feel there's a much better way to optimize this space to not only be more comfortable to use and be in, but also then to provide better content for you. So if you want to see that, obviously make sure to like this video now, but also subscribe to the channel so you don't miss out. In the meantime, until then, thank you so much for watching. Much love. Goodbye.